Friend, let's make this easy. Did you know your daily actions might be hurting your dog's feelings more than you realize? It's true. For years, we've often underestimated their rich inner world, viewing them through a lens of simple obedience rather than complex emotion. But studies show that dogs have emotional intelligence comparable to a 2-year-old child, understanding far more than we often give them credit for. They're not just reacting, they're feeling, learning, and deeply connecting with us, their chosen family. Today, you'll learn the tiny shift that changes how your dog sees you every time. It's about opening your heart to their unspoken language, to the subtle signals they offer, and responding with the calm, consistent love they so desperately need. If you've ever felt a pang of guilt wondering if you're doing enough for your furry companion, this will feel like opening a window to a brighter, more understanding bond. My dear, here, the truth. You're not being difficult, you're being clear for your dog's well-being. Comfort is chemistry, not luck for them too. Give me a few minutes. I'll give you one habit that pays you back all week in wagging tails and contented sighs. Most people miss these subtle cues. You won't after today. Before the kettle sings, write this on a sticky. 5 minutes of dedicated belly rubs today. Not later, not if you remember, but dedicated. Put it on your fridge, a sticky note on ID moment for your dog's joy. That simple act is your quick win, building immediate connection and showing them they matter. It's a 1-minute win that can stretch into 5, a micro-practice of mindful affection. This isn't just physical contact, it's a silent conversation, a profound act of reassurance. When you lovingly stroke their fur, you're not just feeling their warmth, you're actively lowering their cortisol levels, those pesky stress hormones, and boosting their oxytocin, the love hormone. And guess what? Yours too. It's a beautiful, two-way street of calm and connection. Turn the clock face to the wall and set a glass of water by the bed. These small acts of intention extend to our dogs too. Place stable house shoes by the bed, path lights on. We want clarity for ourselves, and our dogs thrive on clarity from us. Just as you might appreciate a clear, well-lit path to your kitchen in the dark, your dog appreciates a predictable, understandable world created by you. Let's dive in. Here's the secret. You might think your dog just lives in the moment, reacting to what's happening right now, but their emotional world is rich and complex. They crave predictability and clear communication, just like us. So, let's talk about a surprising way we sometimes hurt their feelings: inconsistent rules. Why it matters: unpredictability creates anxiety. Imagine if your own daily routine changed without warning, if the rules of your home shifted daily. One day, you're allowed to sit on your favorite chair, the next, you're scolded for it. You'd feel unsettled, confused, perhaps even betrayed. Your dog feels the same. They rely on us to be their calm, steady leaders, and shifting boundaries creates confusion, not discipline. It weakens their trust in our guidance, making them perpetually on edge, wondering what's allowed and what's not. This isn't about being naughty sometimes, it's about a deeply unsettling sense of insecurity. Their trust, once broken, is painstakingly rebuilt. What to do: establish clear, simple rules and stick to them. Pick 2 or 3 non-negotiables like no jumping on the couch or always wait for permission before eating, and everyone in the household must adhere to them. Consistency equals a confident pup. This isn't about rigid control, it's about providing a safe, predictable world for them. When your dog knows what to expect, their anxiety melts away, replaced by a sense of security. Story: let me tell you about dear Margaret and her terrier, Buster. Buster used to be quite anxious, constantly pacing and barking. Margaret, loving him dearly, would sometimes let him on the couch for cuddles, but then scold him when he jumped up with muddy paws. One day, after a particularly frantic episode of Buster trying to figure out if the couch was on or off limits, Margaret felt a pang of guilt. She realized her inconsistency was making him feel unsafe. Her choice: she decided the couch was a no-dog zone always, but created a special, cozy dog bed next to it. The change: within weeks, Buster's pacing decreased and he'd happily curl up in his own bed, looking much more relaxed. He had clarity, and that brought him peace. We're going to use this phrase consistently. Wait before dinner, before walks, before guests come in. Let me repeat what I heard. I'll say wait, they stay, then I say okay. Correct? This micro move gives them a predictable structure. If you're ever unsure about a command, think about how you approach your finances. Say the total, I tap once. If it fails, void before a second. Apply this precision to your commands. Say the command clearly. Give a gentle visual cue if needed. If it fails, don't repeat with frustration. Reevaluate, regroup, and try again calmly. Slow is cheap. Rushed is expensive, especially with emotional trust. Now, let's be honest. Another surprising way we hurt their feelings is by rushing through their sniff calls on walks. Why it matters, * their world is a symphony of smells. For a dog, a walk isn't just about physical exercise. It's their newspaper, their social media, their deep dive into the world around them. Their nose, with its hundreds of millions of scent receptors, is their primary sense, offering them a rich tapestry of information about other dogs, people, recent events, and even subtle environmental changes. Rushing them past fascinating smells is like snatching a captivating book out of your hands mid-sentence, or dragging you away from a compelling conversation with an old friend. It deprives them of essential mental stimulation and connection to their environment. This is not vanity. It's freedom work for their senses, fulfilling a fundamental biological and emotional need. Without this sensory input, walks become less enriching, less fulfilling, and can even contribute to frustration and boredom. What to do? * dedicate a portion of each walk to free sniffing. Let them lead within safe boundaries. Allow them to explore that interesting patch of grass or sniff that lamppost for a full minute, perhaps even two. Watch them process the information, seeing their bodies relax, their tails give a soft wag. This engages their powerful nose, thousands of times more sensitive than ours, and fulfills a deep instinctual need. It's not wasted time, it's vital enrichment. On those days when a long walk feels like too much for you, remember, if walking is too much, do 10 heel raises at the sink. And for your dog, even a short walk with dedicated sniffing time is infinitely more valuable than a long, rushed one. Think of it like this: may I pre-board my dog for extra time to sniff and settle into our walk, instead of rushing straight to the end of the block. Story: Sarah had a spunky beagle mix, Daisy, who used to pull relentlessly on her leash, making walks a chore. Sarah felt frustrated, often tugging Daisy along, thinking she was being stubborn. One afternoon, after a particularly trying walk, Sarah remembered a tip about letting dogs sniff more. Her choice: the next day she consciously slowed down, allowing Daisy to investigate every interesting scent patch. She mentally set a timer for a full minute at each spot Daisy showed interest. The change? Initially, Daisy was surprised, but soon she became calmer, more engaged, and pulled significantly less. The walks became a shared adventure, not a battle, and Daisy returned home visibly more content and tired in a good way, mentally fulfilled. One more thing. We often hurt their feelings through what we don't do, neglecting dedicated, calm communication. Why it matters: dogs crave interaction and connection with their pack, and for most, we are their entire pack. When we're busy, quiet, or just not engaging, they can feel overlooked or lonely. Sometimes, that destructive behavior or excessive barking isn't naughtiness. It's a cry for help, a plea for your attention. This isn't your typical look at me bark. This is different. It's a bark laced with anxiety, with a need for reassurance, a longing for connection. Imagine being in a room full of people you love, but no one acknowledges your presence, no one meets your gaze, no one speaks to you. You'd feel invisible, wouldn't you? That's how our dogs can feel when their attempts at connection are consistently ignored. This quiet loneliness can chip away at their sense of belonging and well-being. What to do? * incorporate short, focused communication moments throughout your day. A gentle breakfast that never fights you can extend to a gentle, quiet moment with your dog. Talk to them in a calm, soothing voice, even if it's just narrating your actions. "Okay, I'm going to get the mail now," or "Rest is still restorative for both of us, sweetie." These aren't just words, they're vocal cues of your presence, your awareness, and your affection. Even a sink smile towards them while you're washing dishes can communicate so much. Story: Arthur, a widower, found his golden retriever, Max, becoming increasingly clingy, following him from room to room. Arthur, busy with his grief and daily chores, often just patted Max's head absent-mindedly. One morning, he noticed Max sigh deeply when he walked away. His choice: Arthur decided to purposefully speak to Max more, explaining his actions in a gentle tone. "Okay, Max, I'm going to read the newspaper now, you rest beside me." Or, "I can't play fetch right now, but I can offer 5 minutes of quiet conversation and ear rubs on the couch." The change: Max gradually relaxed, seeming to understand the why behind Arthur's movements. He still followed, but with less urgency, often settling calmly nearby, content in the knowledge that he was still connected. This is about establishing boundaries, but with warmth and clarity. I can't do that, but I can offer. Do this next. Another often overlooked area is dismissing their personal space and boundaries. Why it matters, asterisk just like us, dogs need quiet time and a place to retreat. Constantly disturbing them while they're sleeping, forcing interaction when they signal they want space, or not providing a safe haven during busy times can make them feel anxious, disrespected, or trapped. Their body language, those subtle shifts in posture, the way they hold their breath, these are their no thank you signals. A yawn when they're not tired, lip licking, turning their head away, or even a subtle whale eye, showing the whites of their eyes are all quiet pleas for space. Ignoring these signals can erode their trust and lead to fear-based reactions. When we invade their space without permission, they feel a loss of control, which for a creature that relies on us for safety, can be deeply unsettling. What to do, asterisk observe your dog's body language. Recognize signs of discomfort or a desire for space, turning their head away, licking their lips, stiffening, or retreating to their bed. Respect their no. Create a cozy, quiet spot for them during loud events like their den, not a timeout zone. It's like their personal safe haven, a quiet room just for them. Encourage children or guests to leave them be when they are in their designated safe space. Story, asterisk Alina loved her terrier, Pip, fiercely, but her grandchildren often overwhelmed him during visits. Pip would try to hide under beds, but the children, meaning no harm, would pull him out for cuddles. Pip started growling, which worried Alina. Her choice, she created a Pip zone in her spare room with his bed, water, and a chew toy, and taught her grandchildren that when Pip was there, it meant he needed quiet time. She also learned to say, "I'll be brief. My top concern today is ensuring my dog has a comfortable, undisturbed rest space. Please keep the screen where I can see it, so I know when we're leaving for a walk, but respect their need for quiet." The change, Pip visibly relaxed during visits, happily retreating to his room when tired. The growling stopped, replaced by a confident calm when he did choose to interact. He had control over his environment, which brought him immense peace. Finally, a very surprising way we can hurt their feelings is through our loud voices and harsh tones. Why it matters, asterisk dogs are super sensitive to your voice. Yelling, scolding, or using harsh tones, even if not directed at them, can create a fearful or anxious environment. They don't understand our words, but they profoundly understand our tone. It creates stress and can damage their trust. A loud voice is not a firm heel counter, a grippy sole, or room for toes. It's an assault. Cortisol rises before dawn, long exhales nudge the vagus nerve back to calm. Our dogs react to our asterisk cortisol. They are highly attuned to our emotional states, often mirroring our stress. When we are loud or agitated, their own stress hormones spike, leading to anxiety, withdrawal, or even reactivity. This isn't about being a permissive owner, it's about being an effective, trusted leader. Fear does not build trust, it builds avoidance. What to do, asterisk lower your voice half a tone and end sentences down, not up. Practice speaking to your dog in a calm, confident voice, even when giving commands. Focus on positive reinforcement, rewarding the behaviors you want to see. This calm power builds confidence in both of you. Instead of shouting no, when they jump, gently redirect with a calm off, then reward them when all four paws are on the floor. Story, asterisk remember my dog, Lucy? She used to cower when I raised my voice, even if I was just talking loudly on the phone. I hadn't realized how my general noise level was impacting her. Her choice, I started practicing speaking in a softer, calmer voice throughout the day, especially when interacting with her. I also adopted a specific command structure. Okay, when you do X, I'll say good job in a quiet, happy voice. When you do Y, I'll redirect gently. Say the command, I tap once. If it fails, void before a second. Show me, please. The change, Lucy slowly emerged from her shell. Her tail carried higher, her body language became more relaxed, and she responded to commands with eager engagement, not apprehension. She wasn't just obeying, she was participating in a calm, predictable world. This is not about being difficult, you're being clear. Last spring, Betty slipped on a loose rug. We fired the rug, added a nightlight path, and her almost falls stopped. One change, big peace. Similarly, changing our approach to our dogs, from yelling to gentle redirection, or from rushing walks to dedicated sniffing, creates big peace for them and for us. This is not vanity, it's freedom work. Red flags for a herding dog often show up as behavioral changes. New severe lethargy, destructive chewing when they usually don't, sudden house training regressions, persistent pacing, or hiding. If you see these now, not later, consider a vet visit to rule out medical issues and then reassess your routines. Use your wallet card mentality here. My top concern today is, what are my options and when do we follow up? Just as you'd ask your doctor, once a year ask, which medicines raise fall risk? Can we deprescribe? The same concept applies to our dog's well-being. We constantly evaluate and adjust for optimal health and comfort. Remember, a dog who is suddenly withdrawing or acting out might be trying to tell you something important. Maybe their joint pain is worse, or they're feeling insecure about a change in the household. Listen to those cues. Super short recap. Make their world safe and predictable. Practice small, gentle acts of connection every day. Schedule joy and understanding like it matters. My dear, hear the truth. You're not being difficult. You're being clear for your dog's well-being. Comfort is chemistry, not luck for them too. I'm cheering for you. Which 2 habits for your furry friends start today? This is not vanity, it's freedom work.